Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. Let me just pull up really quick here. Let me pull the chat up on my phone. Hope you guys are all having a happy Thursday. Welcome to Vintage Craft and Chat. Nettie is here. Let me go to the comments here. I was testing out a little crafty thing and I lost track of time. To show you what I'm doing. Nettie is here. Nettie says she will be in and out for most of the day. Hello, Nettie. I hope you have a happy Thursday. And I'm glad you'll be in and out. Oh, that's interesting. Oops. Let me, kind of makes it hard to read. Let me play with the graphics a little bit. I think I need to change that. I'm so sorry. I think in theme. Is that a little better? I think that's better. Okay. There we go. We are all slightly organized here. Okay. All right. Perfect. Well, today we are making, I think, the cutest envelopes and pockets. I'm calling them envelopes and pockets because you can use them two ways. So here are two of the varieties I made, and I use glycine bags as the base for these two and decoupage them with paper napkins and use little scraps of fabric and some rubber stamping techniques and buttons, just all kinds of cute stuff that I had in my stash. So these are two of them, and they flip open like this. So you can use them as a pocket. You can glue them into the pages of your journal. They would be super sweet friend mail. If you're sending friend mail out this month or actually next month for Valentine's Day, wouldn't that be cute to receive one of these in the mail? You can put a little gift card, little handmade card. And then I also had some of those Dollar Tree popcorn bags, which many of us probably have. I use them from time to time. I've used them in Christmas journals, that kind of thing. But I thought, oh, those would be super cute. What can I do with those? So this one is definitely more of a pocket here. I stuffed it with some Valentine cards and some ephemera. So I would call this one more of a pocket, but it's super sweet and sort of the same technique. I cut it down, I lined it, and then I used some napkin to decoupage on the front of it. So that is what we are doing today. Hi, Susie. Hello, hello. Hi, Sonia. Welcome. I'm so glad you're here. Welcome. Okay, so I'm going to, actually, let's do the prompt. Let's pull the prompt for the day. I'm very behind, but I was sitting here playing with a technique. I'll show you guys. Let me see if any of you have tried it. One of the crafty friends had posted it in the craft group, and I thought, okay, that's going to be my something new, and I'm going to try the technique. So I will show you. Winter. Okay, we are technically winter. So I guess this is good we pulled this now. Not when I guess spring is approaching, but many of us are still, well, not me, but many around the country still have snow and kind of in that wintry mindset. A lot of people still have winter decor up in between holiday and Christmas. So winter is our prompt for this week, and I'm behind. I'm behind on 3. Officially on 3. But I'm going to show you what I was just trying. Just a complete aside. Oh, did I mispronounce it? Can you type phonetically for me? I would love to pronounce correctly and know how. Maybe Sonia. It might be Sonia instead of Sonia is what maybe I'm thinking. But yeah, type it out phonetically so that we know, so that we say it correctly. Hi, Angela. How are you? Welcome. Okay, let me turn the camera around because I think that's better. La. Okay. And I'll show you what I was working on, and then we'll get into the supplies, and I have some upcoming fun stuff to share. Goodness gracious. There we go, video. Okay, let me go into the down cam. There we go. Hopefully you guys can all see that. Seems like it's a little bit angly, isn't it? Okay, so afraid to make that go too straight, but okay. Hopefully that's a little bit better. Are you? Is that sure? Is that, let's see. Okay. Did I get okay, good, Sonia? Okay, good. I'm glad I got it. We have a family friend, and she goes by Sonia. So I saw it, and that was immediately the first way I pronounced it. Sonia, we're so glad you're here. Let's see, what did Laura say? Laura says, I just saw what you're doing today. I'm doing something similar tonight, but I didn't know. Are you? What are you using as your base, Laura? I would love to know. And I will, what time? Put the link in if you already have the thumbnail set up so we can all join in tonight. I would love to join you in the chat. Did you get home just in time? Are you behind too? I'm so behind, Angela. I'm so behind. Let's see. Diane is here. Let's see. Hi, Julie. I can only stay for a few minutes having lunch. Well, I would much prefer lunch with the granddaughters, with the granddaughter before she goes back to college. Have a marvelous time, Diane. That is a great way to spend the afternoon. Undoubtedly. Okay. Oh, this is what I was doing. So this is what I thought I would try. Ooh, we're getting the zoomies. I probably have too much stuff out here. Let's see if it, I'm going to turn this around here. See if that writes out a little bit. Somebody in the craft group, and I don't know how, sometimes if too much time goes by, then I can't remember who posted it, but somebody had posted a bunch of different techniques of taking, what do we call this? Scotch tape, or this type, maybe not Scotch tape brand, but tape, and then putting it onto pictures, text, that kind of thing. And then you pull it off and some of the image comes away. So you could do it on pictures. I just grabbed one of my vintage storybooks that had really large text in it because I thought that would be fun. So my plan, I'm already telling you, I'm going to combine, I was thinking I wanted to combine this technique. This would be my something new with washi tape. I thought maybe it would be fun to have some wording or words with that. That's my first thought, so I can get a little bit caught up. But I don't know, it wasn't pulling off as well. So maybe it's the type of book page I'm using. Maybe it's too old. This is a vintage book, so some worked better than others. But that's what I was playing with before I went on. And then here's another one. This one I did a really long. So I was a little bit hit or miss. I did burnish it a lot. It seemed like when I burnished it, it worked a little bit better. So I used the tip of this to burnish, and then I used the little pointy end to pull off. But super fun, and definitely want to do a little bit of a deeper dive into that. But I just thought I would share. Let's see. Oh my goodness. Debbie is here. Debbie. My Debbie. I miss you, my friend. Did you feel some vibes coming your way? I was like, "Oh my gosh. I need to text you." All morning I was getting ready. I was like, "What is Debbie doing?" I'm so glad you're here. Yep, there's Carrie. I saw Carrie left a comment that she was going to be driving and listening. Drive safely, my friend. Be safe. Awesome. Okay, I'll have to watch for. Okay, so Laura says 8:30 Central. She is on. Oh, you're not blue. No wonder. Let me make you blue. And then you can put the link in. How are you not blue? There we go. Oh, Cha-Cha's crying. Her little Cha-Cha is crying. I know. I miss you too. I miss you too. Maybe later today. Tell me what your schedule is later today. We can have a little video chat. Okay, awesome. All right, let me go over the supplies a little bit quick. For those that are coming in, we are making these cute little Valentine themed, you can call them envelopes, you can call them pockets. Either way, this one is made with the popcorn bag, and then these, I used a glycine bag as the base, and they have a little flip top here. I don't have anything tucked in. Let me tuck something in this one so you guys can get a better idea. Look at that, old Valentine. Right, so you can just tuck things in that way. There we go. And supplies are pretty easy. I'm using the glycine bags and the popcorn bags because that's what I had. That's what I had on hand. But I think brown paper bags would be really cute. I think they would give a really sweet look. The only thing with the napkin, if you're using a darker bag, you can see it on this one. You would want to, depending on what type of napkin you're using, you'd probably want to back it with some really thin copy paper, white copy paper. I thought this one was so cute because you can see the stripes through it. So I thought that one worked well. If, you know, maybe I was using this one, this particular design, I would have backed it with white copy paper just so the lines didn't come through. I think it maybe would be a little bit busy and detract from the heart. So that's the only thing. If you have a darker bag or a print bag, you kind of want to think about that with the napkin you're using. So I have popcorn bag. Here's the glycine bags, and these are relatively inexpensive. I've had these. Chrissy was asking the other night where I got them. I've had them for probably 15 years. I use them for packaging for my other business, and I did a craft fair one year. So I just had I bought a bunch of them, so I'm still using them up. So those are the bases, and yeah, I just pulled out some Valentine cards. In fact, a little segue, I did put a little bundle in my Etsy shop last night. So it's a big bundle. I put the listing in the description below, so it's a clickable link. You can go to it. Shipping is free on the bundle, and I had enough Valentine napkins that I could create a fun bundle. So you'll get two of this one. This is the heart that I use. So on this one, there's two hearts if you open it the whole way, and then it has this sweet little just petite floral on the other two quarters. So there's two of these Cupid ones, which we're crafting with today. These, I love these. These are kind of a pop, kind of a retro, I don't know, whimsical print. And in fact, I've used this particular napkin to make all these fun little gift tags that I use on my Etsy orders. So I made these gift tags with that napkin. Let me put those over there. So you get two of those. You'll get two of these, which are sweet. I like the border on this one. I think this would be really fun to cut and add as a border on a tag or even one of these pockets. I love this big heart. Two of those. And then you get two of these big dinner size, which I use for the popcorn bag. And these are interesting. I noticed this yesterday when Leanne had her crafting live. So one of the sections, I don't know if you can see it on the camera, is this kind of foil, has foil hearts. And then the rest of the sections have more of a matte, like just the paper, regular red paper hearts. But I think these are really fun, and these are huge. So you get tons of crafting out of those. So that's a little pack that is in my shop. And then I think the other supplies, again, just always use what you have on hand. I pulled out some twine. These I rediscovered when I was pulling out my Valentine, what do I want to say, like decor, a Valentine decor. I stuck these in the bin, but they're just these cute little felt cutouts that Dollar Tree had a couple years ago, and I've used these in a couple different projects. So I thought, well, those would be fun. I also had in here some of these like foam hearts, these glitter foam hearts. So those are fun. I feel like I always see this kind of thing in the thrift store too. So I had those, I grabbed those out. Of course, vintage trims of any sort. I pulled out my little bulb pens. Scraps, use up your scraps. Scrapbook paper is great. We'll be stamping on some of this. It has a nice thicker quality to it when you're doing your little hang tags. Of course, fabric. I always have lots of little scraps of fabric. So use what you have. Okay, let me get these out of the way. Let's see. I have never made, oh my gosh, I am so excited, Laura. Let me click on it so I can hit the notification. I have a big box of coffee filters that they're like the cone ones, so they don't, we use a cup size in our current coffee maker. And I was gonna throw them away, and I'm like, no, I'm gonna put them in my craft area to think of something to use. So I'm very excited that you're using coffee filters. And I've played with doilies a little bit, and that's a great combination. Let's see here. Okay, my notification is on. I'm so excited. Let's see. Sonia says she used wrapping paper over a flyer and didn't realize the paper. Yeah, that I've discovered that through trial and error, that if it's see-through and whatever behind it has a really like bold print, that it shows through. But I found that usually just using glue and gluing it onto like thin copy paper, that typically takes care of it, but you can kind of do a little bit of trial run and testing with it. Yes. Hi, Amy. Yes. Fancy edged scissors are really great for Valentine projects. In fact, I used a few, like maybe you can see on this one, I used some of my fancy edged scissors on the top of this. So yes, I was pulling those out. I don't use those enough. So any opportunity to use those. Okay. All right. Let me go back. It's as if I haven't ever used technology before. Okay. Okay, I am back in the chat. All right, let's get started. Let's see. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything. I pulled the prompt. We talked about supplies, talked about the napkin listing. Oh, that's the other thing I wanted to mention. We are having our third crafty marathon, which is our handmade sale. Of handmade goods. A lot of the friends here in the chat, Laura Fatbird Finds and Angela, and who else? I'm sure I am missing people, but this will be our third, what we call crafty marathon, and it is handmade goods. We call it a marathon. I think there's maybe eight that are joining us this time around, it is on March 21st. So make sure that you watch out for notifications on that. Mark your calendar. So March 21st at 10 p.m. And it is being hosted by Angela, Dear Angela's Vintage, and co-hosted by Christy of Tippy Weeks Vintage. So they are hosting and co-hosting. And as soon as the thumbnail goes up for that, I will start sharing in the description every week leading up to that. So we'll be talking a lot about that. And then the week got really crazy. I was hoping that I could circle around and do another live for the vision board journal. I couldn't pull it off this week. So we will be meeting, doing a live for those that are crafting along with me. Next week, we're going to do, so I figure we'll do 2 weeks before. So I picked Tuesdays. Hopefully that's a good day. But on January 20th, next Tuesday, we'll be meeting at the same time. So 10 p.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. And then again in February, we'll be meeting on February 17th. So I don't have the thumbnail up for that, but is it, oh, what did I say? Probably said something. 10. Oh, we have 10. Okay. Because I know Tamara said she wasn't going to be able to do it, but I'm sure I'm super off on my count. Yep. 10 a.m. Eastern. Let's see. Sonia said if you have dyes, you can use those filters to look lacy. Ooh. Over your junk journal pockets. I have not. I see. I haven't tried that. There's so many techniques I have not tried, but I do have a die cutting machine, and I actually picked up a few more dies at Michael's this week because I had $9 that was burning a hole in my pocket. I had had something framed for Ryan at Christmas time. So yeah, my Michael's bucks built up. So I think I had 10 and I used a little bit for another purchased a few weeks ago. And then I went and spent the rest because I think it was expiring this week. Okay, good. Okay, so let me jump in. I'm going to go ahead and grab one of my bags. I have a bunch here. Let's see, which one do we want to make? They're both so cute. Let's work on the heart one. And I'll try not to talk as much today. I'm going to try to stay a little bit focused. I'm going to try not to talk as much, and then hopefully I can get through all 3 of them. And let me just look to see what I did. So what I think I did on both of them, and I have to say this is what I think I did, is I'm going to cut off. So see how it has this little jagged part? Some bags have that, some bags don't. But I'm going to come in and cut that off. You could use your paper trimmer. I'm just going to take my scissors and do it that way. Throw that away. And then what I'm going to do, just sort of eyeball it. It's probably 1.5 inches or so. I'm going to fold my top down. And I think let me grab my napkin and make sure that I have enough room for this image to show. Let's just do a little double check because this napkin image is real specific how we attach it. And this is the one that I used for the other one. Of course, when you're working with napkins, you want to take the back layers off. So most napkins, some napkins have 1 layer, some have 3 on them. In fact, I discovered that yesterday. I was working on this one on Leanne's Crafty Live, and I tested it twice with tape. And I thought, okay, that only has 1 layer. And then I went in and glued it on with the glue stick. And lo and behold, it had 2 layers. So I had to peel it off and pick a little bit of it off, but I made it work still. And Debbie's the one that showed me the little trick. So you just take, I don't think I have one that has multiple on it. Where is my tape? So the little trick she showed me, and it works amazing. I think it was User Air yesterday. You just take a piece of Scotch tape, turn your napkin over. Of course, this one's already been done. And you put the tape on the corner and you just pull. And you do it. If it's 2 layers, do it once, and then you do it again for the 3rd layer. That's that little technique. I don't know. That one was really, really stuck on. Okay, so I'm going to cut out this square here. This is like the perfect napkin to use for that. And I think I'm gonna fold it down a little bit less so that we have room to put a little bit of rickrack, because if I do that, it's gonna cover it. So I'm gonna give it a little, just slightly less of a fold, probably closer to 1 inch. So we have enough to fit our whole image. I think that's perfect. Okay, so we're gonna give that. And I'm going to burnish this down a little bit because I want to cut off the excess here. So I'm going to open it up and kind of open this edge. I'm going to cut off that little bit of extra. So basically we've cut off the top of the bag and then we're recreating how it was, if that makes sense. And I'm doing this, I don't want the bag as tall. I'm making the bag a little bit shorter so that it fits into, if I'm going to glue this into a journal, junk journal, I want it to be a little bit smaller in size. And I just think it fits the dimension of the napkin a little bit better. Okay, so I've cut that. You can kind of see. So I'm just mimicking the way the bag looked originally. Let me cut this little thing off here. Okay, and you could also use like your fancy scissors. You could, you know, cut this however you want it. But what I'm going to do, just so I give it it's a little bit more stabilized, I'm going to line it with some book page, and then we'll line the outside with fabric. And the thought was, originally I was like, oh, how am I going to decorate this flap? And so originally I was thinking I would also put holes through here. And then I'm like, oh, then that would be a real pain to open it up. That wouldn't work really well. So I just kept layering elements on it with the thought that the heaviness, you know, they're not super heavy, but just it gave it enough heft that it would just stay closed like that. So it would open easy, but it would just still hang down and be flat in your journal. That was kind of my thought. The other thing I thought was, if I was using this for Happy Mail or maybe sending ephemera to somebody, I could also put some of those little dots. What are they called? My brain is not working. Some of these little fastener dots, these little hook and loop. So you could also close it with something like that. You could cut them in half or just use them whole. That was my other thought. But I think with the little dangle and everything on it, it will lay flat in your journal. It'll just hang, I think. Okay, so we have that. Let me grab some book page. And I didn't have anything overtly Valentine, but I just grabbed this Hugo's Italian Simplified, and I'm just using the Italian side. So we have the English side. I don't know what it says. I don't speak Italian, but yeah, so we're just going to cut off. Yeah, this is the side I want. I think, what did they say? Italian is the language of love. And I'll keep this side too for the next one. Let's put that one down there. Trying to keep my space a little bit clean today. I'll keep one of those, but I don't need the other ones. Okay. All right, I'm gonna take my glue. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Hi, Kat. Welcome. We are so glad you are here. Welcome, welcome. Oh, did I miss you earlier, Terry? Terry is here. Hello, Terry. The prompt is winter. Today's prompt was winter. And then I'll add it into our craft group on Instagram. And Angela taught me that cool little trick. So I've just been updating the prompt list. I could probably take some off the back end, but I have it pinned to the top of our craft group. So you can go back and catch up with that. I love that little trick. I am technologically challenged, so anytime somebody shares stuff like that, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's genius. Let's see here. Oh my gosh, what a great idea. Oh my gosh, I bet they look so cute. Oh wow. I like that. So because they're thin and you get the little peekaboo of the paper dolls. How cute. Let's see, do I have a trifold tutorial? I may. I'm sure I have. I've done some trifold journals. I might. I'll have to look. I'll have to look, Angela, and then maybe I can post it in the group. I'm sure I've done something trifold. I feel like I have at least done. Oh yes, right here. I think this is trifold. Is it? Yeah, I think this one, let's look. I think this one's trifold. I think. So I bet if you type feather, maybe feather journal or something, or maybe it's even called trifold. So this I definitely did a tutorial on. And this one I made with file folders. But yeah, hopefully I put trifold in the description. Okay. All right. So where is my glue stick? Let me get a little piece of paper to put back here. And I'm just using glue stick. I think it's the quickest and easiest, especially with thin paper like this. It dries quicker. If you were to use art glitter glue or Fabri-Tac, it would show through. It gets lumpy and bumpy. At least that's what I've discovered. Okay, so couldn't be easier. And I may have done other trifolds too. I have a little box that I keep back here. And truthfully, you know, my brain is not the best. I often forget things I've done. So unless I look back at a video for some reason, or I look through that box, I'm like, oh, how cool was that? I forgot I did that. All right, I'll save this little. I'm going to throw it over there on the other side. We'll use that for something. Okay. Did I do that right? Did I put that on? No, I glued something. Oh, here. I dropped it down a little bit too much. Let me pull. There we go. Let me pull that out there. Okay, that's what I did. Let's see. I think I'm going to cut that down a little bit. Drop that down too much. Let's give that a little bit of a cut. It wants a little bit more. think it's almost going to end up at that original fold line, but if you glue things the wrong way, there's always ways to go back and fix it. It will still be cute. Okay, let's give that a little bit of a fold there. Yeah, we are still a-okay. You know what I might do? That might be cute. I think I'm going to run a little bit of washi tape over that. Let me grab some washi tape. When you have little oopsies, it's always a good opportunity. Let's see what would look cute. This one might look cute, this little stripey one. You get enough here. I think that one will look cute. Okay. Let's put, let's do a little bit of this. Let's add a little bit of extra glue on this. It's a nice accident. We ended up with a little bit extra detail. On there. There we go. Okay, let's cut this. It's kind of cute. Hi, Christy. I hope you're having a good lunch. Christy did the cutest thumbnails and advertising. She made the cutest for the Crafty Marathon coming up. So look for that. I told her I would start sharing save the date kind of stuff later this afternoon, but super cute. And Taylor was sitting next to me when I opened it, and she said it was so cute too. I know, Debbie. I have like this is actually, I don't have that much. I have this much, and then I have a couple washi tapes on a second ring. Not too many, but yeah, I do not use it. That's why I had thought, you probably missed earlier, but I was testing that technique where you take Scotch tape or like cello tape and you run it along, you've probably done it, I bet, book pages, words, images, and then you rip it back up and the image is supposed to stick. So I was playing around with that a little bit earlier because I have all this washi tape, and I thought it would be fun maybe to combine that technique with my washi tape and use a little bit up. But boy, it certainly comes in handy when you have oopsies and things like that. This is still still a little bit. I think I need to cut a little bit more off on that line. There we go. Good. Okay, so we have that. Let me grab some material. Where's my little tiny, I think it's right here. And we have that. Let me grab a piece of this. I love this little teeny tiny gingham check. It's adorable. Let's see, it does not fit that way. I grab my pinking shears. I also love it because you can cut along the line and it's super easy to get a straight cut. That's another polka dots, gingham, anything with repetitive print on it. Okay, so there's our first cut, and let me see here. I'm going to cut along this pink line here. Cut up that way. this side, I think we can go here. I think that's pretty good. And the other one I did straight, but I think I'm going to cut this with a little bit of a ruffle top. I think that might be cute. So let me see where I'm at. I think there. I hope. If not, we'll just cut another piece. Okay. We are good. So for this one, I am going to use Fabri-Tac. I guess I could use glue stick, but I'm going to use Fabri-Tac. I feel like it works better with fabric, and because we've lined the other side, it won't show through as much. There we go. This way. So cute. Okay, there we go. And then this next is a little bit of an extra step. I did cut a notch in all the other ones. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to find my center here. If I can. So that's like 2 1/8, or half and about 1/8. So about right there is the center. A little line there. And then the thing with this paper that is so thin, you have to back it with something thicker, I found, in order to use a paper punch on it. So I'm just taking a little scrap of scrapbook paper that's a little bit thinner. If I use another piece, I find, at least for my punches, that's too thin, like copy paper is often not thick enough. So I like to use something a little bit thicker. And let's see how we do here. Keep our fingers crossed. Usually it works. There we go. And kind of a forceful punch. So that ended up cutting it pretty good. Okay, so we have that. Let's get our napkin. I think I probably didn't leave myself enough room for the trim. So maybe let's drop this down a little bit. And then we'll just put our trim over these little hearts here. I think that's pretty good. Oh, you know what? I'm going to cut these hearts off because they don't matter. They're just at the bottom. So I'm going to do that. Maybe I did that on the other one. They're just on the bottom, so we don't need those. And that'll give us that extra room. Also, I find if you have your napkins and you're cutting them, I found it's often better to not take the back layers off. So cut out your design, whatever piece, whatever dimension you have, and then pull your back 2 layers, back 1 layer, or back 2 layers off. But I had already taken this one off, so. Yeah, I think I'm still gonna pop it up a little bit. That's perfect. And we will still see the heart. Okay, so I'm just going to kind of hold this down and grab my glue stick just so it doesn't move around on me. I'll do this first section. First. There we go. And you could use Mod Podge. I didn't try it with these particular bags. I have used Mod Podge in the past. It just takes an awful long time to dry, I find. And of course, doing this with all of you, I wanted something that had a quicker dry time. So I did not try the Mod Podge. But I would definitely give it a go. And then you could also put a layer of Mod Podge over your napkin. I think has a cute look. I was just going kind of for the little bit more of the matte look. There we go. Let me get a little, I can use that card. Kind of burnish that down. It's okay if you get little wrinkles. That's sort of a charm, I think, with paper napkins. There we go. Cute. Okay, next, yeah, let's go ahead. We're going to glue on some rickrack on the bottom. Might as well finish that off. That. My fabric tag. What am I running low on? I'm running low. I'm running low. Is it on glue stick? Oh my gosh, I have so many glue sticks. Well, I was using these up. Aren't these? I think these are your favorite. Aren't these your favorite, Debbie? I had bought a bunch of these. So this was interesting because I knew I had a bunch of projects and I was going to be going through the glue stick. So I bought maybe a 6-pack of these and I don't know. I wasn't loving them. The packaging is interesting. It's super see-through. And I don't know if this is what you get when you do the bulk pack, but they had this see-through thing and boy, did I go through them quickly. And maybe that was from the size. So I whipped through them. And so then I recently ordered, again, it was economical. I think I ordered like a 12-pack of these little oohoos. So we'll see if I run through these as quickly, but boy, these I ran through super, super quick. I also gave a couple to my niece Zoe when I was putting her junk journal pack together. And she came, was it the beginning of this week? I've lost all track of time. No, it was last Friday. She came over and she brought her little kit that I put together and we put her little golden book junk journal together and it took a lot longer than I anticipated. So I didn't take pictures, but we got the book taken apart and the journal itself put back together and we sewed in one signature. So it's not quite done. I need to have her come over and we'll sew in the last 2 signatures and then I'll probably do, sit down and show her some little simple pockets and things that she can do. And then she can just go crazy and use her imagination and it's going to be fun. So next time she comes over, I will definitely take a picture to share because I know everybody wanted to see a picture of it. Okay, so this is where we are at this point in time. We have our little flap here, and now I want to measure to put holes in to hold our twine. So let me grab this ruler. Of course, this is always the thing. Measuring and numbers are not my strong suit. My eyes go super crazy. There's probably an easier way to do this. We have 2, almost 1. We have 2 1/8. I don't know. That's probably about where it is. It's probably about where it is. So it's on that line. So I'm going to come down here. It doesn't have to be super perfect. That's about 1, 2, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's about 5. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's about right there. I'm just going to make a little bit of mark. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's about. This one seems like it needs to come over a little bit more, but pretty close. We'll call that close enough. And I found what worked best for this. I didn't try just a regular paper cutter. I think it wouldn't go through the material well. And honestly, this didn't go through it super well either, but I think it was more successful than just a regular hole punch would have been. There you go. And you can see there's still like fibers and stuff. So I'm just going to go back and kind of trim that a little bit. But if any of you have any other suggestions on a different type of tool that would work a little bit better, definitely let me know. But that was what I had that I thought would work the best. I think I'm going to use my fabric scissors and kind of try to cut. I'm going to go in that hole a little bit. Cut those off. Let's see. Yes, these something similar to this. Maybe you wouldn't want to go into this much detail, but these would be so cute to use classroom to make little Valentine gifts. But you could do a version of this. You could actually, these probably would be quicker to do without, the material and the flaps and all that, but these would make really sweet gift bags. Okay, that's pretty good. Let me I love this little polka dot. And let's see here. Oh, there's my punch. I already put it away. Okay, and I find the easiest way to do this is I punch the hole first, and then I do the bigger round punch around it. So we need 4 of these. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I think I left myself enough room. So I just came in and did that same size hole that we did in the top flap. And then I'm going to take my larger hole punch. With this is probably not quite the width or dimension of the little hole protectors, but it's as close as I've been able to find. And then if you can see that, it makes it easier if you do the little holes first and then you come in with your bigger punch. And again, it often gets off-sided. But we're not looking for perfection. We're just looking for a little sweet detail. And I do this all the time, even with the bigger hole punch. I love making my hole protectors with, you know, vintage book pages, just any kind of interesting paper. It's kind of a fun little hack. Okay, let me put this on here. Christy's going back to work. Bye, Christy. I'm so glad you popped in. I hope you had a good lunch. Is that your kind of measuring, Susie? I'm terrible at measuring. Of course, if I wasn't on with all of you, I would probably do a little bit better. The pressure is on. And oh, I also wanted to say I didn't do any inking on these, but I just think it would look really adorable if you wanted to come in with vintage photo, or what's that linen one? I always forget the name of it. That kind of lighter one, Tim Holtz. How come I don't use it enough? This one, antique linen, you could come in with that and certainly do, you know, pinks, blues, whatever. So I think that would look really cute to come in with the ink, but I was just sort of going for that bright pop of color and staying with the really bright whites. But I think that would be really sweet. And it would also give a little bit of detail to this cutout too, if you came in and did a little inking around there. So that's another way you can make them your own. Get this top off here. Use this. So I'm getting very excited about the Crafty Marathon. I do not know yet what I'm making. A couple thoughts. The first one we did last year, I think it was the first one, we did springtime. So it coincided with spring and Easter crafts, but I don't want to do repeat of the same things I made last time. So yeah, I'm trying to think. That's a good idea. So you upcycled. So Angela said she made a trifold. What a great idea to upcycle Christmas cards. Cute. Now, did you cover the images? Are you just using them as a base and then you're going to cover them with something else? You certainly can sneak in the winter prompt if you had a winter scene. Where's that other one? Maybe that. I bet that's your thought process. Pink would be so cute. Susie, pink ink would be adorable. Okay. Actually, I take that back. It looks like this one. Now that I'm looking at it, I think I made this one first. I made it earlier in the week. So I definitely did come back and do a little bit of inking on that one. It's a little hard to see on the camera, but it has a little bit. Also, I used some of that Italian paper on here, and you can see the paper a little bit more. So I did ink that one. Okay, those are glued. Let's get our twine here. That's always there we go. Hard part is getting it through, especially with all those little, let me cut that a little bit, little threads. And this is kind of a thicker twine. Oh, come on. I could put some tape on it, but I don't want to take the time to do that. May have to. All right, I'm going to lick it. Sorry. Sorry about that. I'll cut the end off. There we go. Okay. I'll cut that. I'll cut the DNA part off. There we go. Okay. Okay. Do you guys do that? That's usually that's my quick go-to for stuff like that. You know, some people probably don't like it. Okay, that's probably more than we need, but it's better to have more than not enough. Okay, I'm going to tie a little bow. We may end up I don't think it's going to be perfect. Actually, a little bit shorter than the other ones I made, but I think I like it. Okay, you can mess with that a little bit, but there's our bow. Okay, so that's our pretty quick. You could probably assembly line these a little bit. Okay, so that's where we're at. Now let's work on this little dangle here, which weighs the flap down a little bit more. Let's see, what do I need? Let's look in here. Let's find one of these Dollar Tree felt hearts that would be cute. I think that one might be cute. Let's see what, I like the light pink. That might be our only option, I think. Yeah. Oh, that one's cute though too. Cute. No, let's use the big one. Okay. Okay. And I love this project because it gave me the opportunity to use these rubber stamps that I think I shared in a haul a while back. So cute. Let's see, who's the manufacturer on these? Studio G. They're 2012 Cadian company. And again, I picked these up in a grab bag, I think at Savers. I didn't have any Valentine. I think I only have like one Valentine stamp in my collection. So these were a fun find. There was this one, this love one, which is super cute. So I use these for the first time. This one, Be Mine. And then I think in that bag, there was a frame, like a frame stamp that was really cute. But let's use this one. And I'm going to stamp on a piece of cardstock so that it looks cute. I always like it when things look cute from behind as they do at the front. So by stamping on the cardstock, and if it gets flipped over, it has a cute back to it. Okay, let's grab this. I love this stamp. I like that it has the two different sections. So I'm going to do the heart in red. And then I have some of this Recollections. This is Michael's ink. I've played with it a little bit. This is in bubble gum. I think they're 4-packs that they sell at Michael's. And I haven't played with these too much, but it worked really well for this project. It's probably, it just says dye ink pad, acid free. That's all it says. I also used this pink and wet it and did some techniques with that. So I kind of used it like the Tim Holtz inks, you know, like the Distress Oxide in the other one. Let me do this one a little bit more. Bit more moisture there. Okay. Okay, hopefully it works the first time. Oh, did you? Yay! I'm glad you used the brads. I haven't used those in anything yet. Let's see. Angela says, no, I put the cards in the folder. Oh, I get you. So you use the Manila Pharmacy folder as your trifold. And then you put the card, and then you made pockets and put the cards in the folder. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. And are you doing the winter? The winter. Hi, Jonna. Hello. Happy Thursday. Happy Thursday. How has your day been? You having a good day? What's happening here? There we go. Okay. Oh, very cute. Clean that off a little bit. That worked out well. Okay, so let's give this a little bit of a fussy cut. I think this is the cutest stamp. I also I like, this to me is a little bit more modern. And then, this has like kind of a cutesy, even maybe vintage look to it. So I love combining things like that. I think it's fun. And I love the shape of this one. The one that I put on the other envelope, I just kind of cut my own shape like this, but this one makes it a lot easier for sure. It already has that little pennant shape to it. Very cute. And this would look cute too, to hit this with a little bit of ink, but I'm just going to keep it in the bright white. Let's see, what do I need? I need that and that. Oh, I need a ball pen. Grab one of those. And then this one, I had a cute little pink button. Let's see if we can find one. I don't know. When you have vintage buttons, can't always find what you need. That one's too big. I probably should have gone through here and pulled a few out. I have this little tiny white one that would be cute too. We might end up using that one. Ooh, what's this? Oh, here we go. Oh, I think that'll work. This one's a little bit too orange. Let's use that one. Let's see. We can try both of them. Okay, and I'm going to grab my I have one of these little tiny hole punches. Is that how I want it? Yeah. And just kind of line it up on here. And this one I even glued. It was kind of a little bit flip-floppy, and I didn't want the button to hide the heart too much. So I actually put little dabs of glue behind. So let's do it with this one too. I'm going to mark where I'm going to punch. Hopefully I can see that. That'll punch right through the felt. That, and that. And then let's see what this pink button looks like. It might be too big, but we could maybe glue it off to the side. I think I want it this way. Let's see here. Oh yeah, that's cute. Okay, let's do that. Let's put just a little bit of glue. And let's use this one, Fabri-Tac. Aww, I love that. Sun is shining and you're sewing up some new journals. Isn't it a beautiful day? Life is good. Life is happy. I love that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue behind here. And I do that often when I'm making these little dangles. If it doesn't lay exactly the way I want, add a little bit of glue. Why not? Sometimes you just get lucky and they lay well, and sometimes you don't. Okay. So it's blocking the heart a little bit, but it lays nicely. Let's see. Might put a little bit more right here. And I think on the other one I did not. I think I didn't have to do that. On the other envelope, we'll look at that. Little hairs there. Okay. This would look cute too. We could even layer this other. Ooh, should we do that? Oh, that would look cute. That would look super cute. Well, I think too late because I already have it kind of glued and strung on, but it would look super cute to take this little tiny button and then layer it on that pink one. That would have been a cute. I might be able to go back later and do it, but I'm sure to mess it up if I try doing it in front of all of you. And I might be able to just stick this through the knot. Sometimes I'll untie it. It just depends on how it lays. And I might go back and give it a little zhuzh later, but you don't have to be too cray-cray about it. So cute. Whoops, it opened. Let's close that up. So cute. Cute. Look how adorable that is. Super cute. And what I mean by like untying, sometimes I'll like untie the whole thing and then I'll put the ends through the bulb clip. It just depends on how it hangs down. But I think that's awfully cute that way. I think it worked. Okay. Cute. Okay, now, and you could see like these turned out a little bit different. So on this one, I must have cut because it was the same size bag. So no two are alike, but if you're mass making them, you can certainly get your dimensions down and streamline it, you know, cut the same amount off the top of each bag. But this one turned out to be a little bit taller than that one, but still cute. Okay, let's see if we can get through doing the popcorn bag. So I'm going to take these out. Oh, where did that other Valentine go? I was going to post a picture. I'll probably still post a picture. It was so cute. Oh no, where did it go? I wanted to share it with all of you. Here's my popcorn bag. It was the cutest. So some of it was store-bought. I guess I'll put that there. Oh, where did it go? But it looked like whoever gifted, they did a little, like a tiny little handmade part of it. There were little stickers. Oh no, what happened to that? Let me stick that over there. I lost it. Well, it's not forever lost, but I'm not seeing it here. Oh, I put it in here. I put it in one of these, I think. No, not in that one. I think I must have put it inside this one. So cute. Let's see. I know. Yeah, Susie, the bulb pens, I think they're, when I was working with them this week, I was like, these aren't quite perfect. And then I thought, well, maybe I should try. I've never tried to do dangles with just regular safety pins, but I kind of had that thought because they were a little, um, I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to use the glue and make it lay right. So they were a little fiddly. They were being a little bit fiddly, but I had a thought to myself, I should go see if I have just regular safety pins and kind of compare the two. But so far, they seem to kind of be the best pins, unless I test the other ones and see that they're better. But they definitely can be fiddly, and so gluing is kind of a fun little hack when it's fiddly. Let's see. Angela said she just tried. Let's see what Angela said. She just tried the tape trick to get the layer of the napkin off. It just ripped my napkin and didn't. What? Was it an older napkin or a newer napkin? I don't think I've had it where it ripped the napkin, but the other possibility may be if your napkin has a lot of, what is the word? What is the word I want to use? Like kind of embossed, or there's a lot of peaks and valleys to it, if that makes sense. Let's look at this one. This was the one, where do I have it? This was the one that tricked me, although it's not super embossed. Well, no, I take that back. It does have quite a bit, it does feel a little bit embossed. This was the one that tricked me and I couldn't get that second layer off. But do you see this napkin here? Do you see how there's sort of peaks and valleys? So you have these little kind of faint, they're kind of embossed. They're the same color as the white background, but you can kind of see next to the red hearts, there's a little bit of a raised white heart. That maybe could be why it did that. Hopefully, enough of it didn't rip that you can still use it. Also, I have had times where I've been gluing down something that's really thin, an image like magazine image or napkin like this. Usually you can just put more glue and put it together and you can repair it. It still looks cute. It's new. Yeah, I had that same thing, and these were new too. These were a new pickup this season. So, oh, okay. Jonna has a great tip. So maybe it's that the tape. Oh, I have to go close the. Let me. You guys read that. I have to go close the slider because the gardener's here. It's gonna get really Okay, hopefully it won't be too loud. I had to shut the one at the back of the house too. So let's see. Jonna says if you take the tape and put it on your sleeve one time, it works better. Also, I always put it in the center. Oh, okay. So you put it in the center of the napkin and pull off. Those are really good tricks. I usually put it in the corner, but I'm going to try that next time, doing the center. So Angela says it's flat except for the braille type edges around the outside. So maybe try Jonna's trick on another one. If you have a second one, try the sweater thing, or the arm of your shirt, and then try it in the center. Okay, and Susie says she usually does the edge. Yeah, I usually just randomly pick a corner. Oh, Angela has a hole in the middle. Okay, so you did do the center and you have a hole. Yeah, sometimes. Well, hopefully maybe you can use the edges and cut it. Was it like a big image in the center? So it had like a big focal. Hopefully you could use the rest of it. That's frustrating. Yeah, maybe it's something to do with the newer. Oh, here, this is what I wanted to show you guys. It's so cute. So I had promised I'm still going to go through all my Valentines with all of you. I think some of you had expressed I need to go through and sort, figure out. I've been collecting for a bunch of years which ones I want to keep, which ones maybe it'll go on Etsy, maybe it'll go into craft packs, that kind of thing. But look at this one. And I specifically went through one of the packs I had because I was looking for Valentines to put. I have one of those metal like holders, you know, the spray type where it holds, I don't know, like set 10 of them or 12 of them. So I was looking for Valentines to put in that little display, but look at this one. So it definitely was a store-bought. So it looks like the base of it was a store-bought. Let's see who gave to who. Oh my gosh. It says, if you'd get in the swing with me, what jolly Valentines we'd be. So Joey did this little DIY he added some little handcrafty ness to his Valentine. So he had this little tiny heart doily and he cut the center out so you could still see the little ones on the swing. And then these are, I'm sorry, I'm moving around. These are little stickers. So it says Be My Valentine and Be Mine. So I don't know if he just did special for whoever. Well, it doesn't have a name. So maybe he did it for all of them. Isn't that the sweetest thing? I wanted to share. I'll post a picture too on Instagram, but how cute is that? He made it a little extra sweet with some handmade goodness. Okay, I'll put that up there so I don't lose that. Okay, keep us posted, Angela, in the next one. If you do that and it works. Isn't it sweet? Oh my gosh. I had forgotten a lot of the Valentines I had. I sort of got a little bit lost in the whole thing. Okay, let me refresh how I did this one. Now, we're going to try to do the same thing. So sometimes when I'm making things, I'm just testing, it's trial and error. I'm trying to see what works the best. I had thought that this envelope would be great for friend mail. I don't know, maybe my swap partner may get one of these this coming month. We haven't picked our partners yet. Maybe one of these, I don't know. So I wasn't sure kind of what the end use of it would be. So I took this popcorn bag and I actually lined it all the way in with the vintage book page because for some reason I was thinking it needed to be a little bit fortified. Now, if you're using this to glue into the page of your journal, you certainly don't have to line the whole thing. If you're gluing this back down, you can just line the top part just enough so you can see your little notch. You don't have to go the extra mile to do that. I think I might, because I might use mine for friend mail. So I'm going to try a little bit of trial there. I'm going to see if we can line the whole thing. But again, you could just put a strip here and then just glue that strip down. Because again, it is really fiddly to try to get it all the way down in there. But we are going to try. What else did I want to say about? Oh, that was the other thing. If you are using these for a gift bag, and I didn't do that yet because I'm not sure if I'm going to be gluing them into a journal or if I will use it packaging for a Valentine, friend mail, that kind of thing. If I was sending this as friend mail, I maybe would line the back of it. Maybe a piece of napkin. I might put a piece of scrapbook paper because I don't know how my friend will end up using that. They can certainly use it for display. So that's another thing to think about. If you're sending to a friend that maybe junk journals, maybe they would glue it down. And so you'd want to leave the back as it is. But even if you add, say, a piece of cardstock just to fortify it a little bit more, they can still glue it down. It's not gonna make a difference. So I had kind of had that thought this morning and wanted to pass that on. You know, if you think it's a little bit thin, just put a cute piece of book page or decorative cardstock on the back, and then that would make it a little sturdier. So, okay, so let's take our popcorn bag. I like finding different ways of using these bags. And I think Dollar Tree is still selling these bags. I think last time I was in there, I'm on my second bag, so I think I originally bought 2, so I may pick up another one. All right, and I'll just save this. You could actually make a second one out of this if you could probably use this for the front of it. So you actually could get 2. So you could come in here and glue this flap up, and as long, well, you may not mind the popcorn graphics on here, but you could add a piece of like white cardstock and then glue your napkin down. So you probably could get 2 bags out of the one popcorn bag if you play around with that a little bit. But we're just going to use the bottom half. Oh, I did a lot of gluing. Now my memory is coming back into play. Oh, and I already messed it up. I messed it up. Okay, let me grab another one. Clearly, I made this much too long ago. Let me grab another one. How I did it. You guys can probably already see what I did. I mean, I guess I could make it shorter. Although I like the height of this one. Okay, so what I did on this one, I cut the front shorter and left the back longer. So let's see how I did that. How did you do that, Julie? I probably did it like this. Let's do it like this. Okay, let's measure. So that is, let's see, I did that is, let's do it like 6.5. Let's see how that works. Let me look again. Measuring and math is not my strong suit. I think I went to about right there. So I probably did, it's like about 6 3/8. Let's call it that, 6 3/8. Yep, that's what I did. Okay. And we'll put that over there. Hi, Angela. Angela is here, the traveling crafter. Welcome. Happy Thursday. Let's see. Sonia said, I just invested in small cutters that are pen-like. I find that it works great. Oh, like the little, I have some of those and I don't grab and use them a lot. I think I know what you're talking about. I can't find mine. Do they have these little inserts like this? Is this one? I think this is one. Are those the ones you're talking about? I need to play with mine a little bit more. I feel like I did when I first got them, and then I think I probably didn't practice enough. Okay, so I'm going to kind of work through. I'm going to kind of remember what I did. So I think what I did was, okay, so I cut it because I don't want this part showing. So I'm going to fold down about 1 inch down. Let me think to myself. And I cut that, and that. Okay. All right. So I'm going to cut away this front part. And then I'm also going to cut these little flappy things here because we want to end up with an envelope that lays flat. So we're going to glue these little side flaps down. We're basically going to glue everywhere so that we end up with a flat envelope like this. So it doesn't have those gussets on the side, if that makes sense. Oh, actually what I'm going to do, and maybe that's what I did before, I'm just going to cut off, we're going to cut off just this front section and then come in here and glue. And then I don't think I need to cut off these back ones. I should have made notes. I often will make notes when I'm making things so that I can look back at it. And I did not on this one. I did not. Let's see. Where's my little, yeah, I want these little tiny scissors. Okay. So hopefully, even though I did take notes, you all that are watching from home, hopefully this will make sense. We'll just kind of work through it together. But now I'm thinking that's what I did. And that's probably why I also lined the whole thing, because it covered up the gussets. That was the method to my madness. Those that are makers here that put video content out, have you guys ever gone back and rewatched your videos? I've gone back and rewatched my videos many a time to remind especially like my really old videos from a bunch of years ago, to remind myself what I did and how I made. Yeah, let's do that. I think we can just leave this part. I think that's going to work out okay. But at least let's do it with this one. Okay, so I'm going to glue down the sides. Oh, those are the ones you have? Okay. Did you have to practice a lot? I feel like I didn't get the hang of it with mine. So I need to go back and practice. Because they're supposed to be really good to cut out, you know, to get inside things and kind of do like fiddly cutting. I feel like they're really good. At least that's why I initially bought them. I'll have to give them some practice. Also, now that we're doing the vision board journals, I've been using a lot of magazine images for that collaging. So I think those would probably come in handy. Okay, so we glued down the side. I'm still checking and double checking myself. Okay, we're gonna leave these flaps. So I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna run a little bit of glue, just a little bit of art glitter glue down inside. I don't have to do too much, but I'm just sort of tacking it down so that when we're filling with ephemera, things don't get caught. So I'm just kind of going up the side and just putting little dots of glue down there. And we don't want to do too much. I've done that before where I put too much glue and then I've glued my envelope or my bag together. Okay, this is working well. Probably many multiple ways we can do this, but we're going with this. Seems to work pretty good. So I'm just running a line. Hopefully you can see it kind of up on that side. So I'm kind of pulling it out of frame. Have you? Yes. Yeah, I don't like listening to myself. In fact, when my niece Zoe came over and we were doing her little golden book journal, I went back and I've done that now twice. The series that Leanne and I did, I went back and because I love making all the pieces and parts. I don't make as many journals, or I tend to make small little tiny. I love making little tiny journals, and I love all the ephemera. That's really my favorite thing about journal making. So I haven't made like a lot of big journals, and I've only made a couple. Well, two, and then I have another one in the works of little golden book journals. But yeah, I went back and watched to refresh refresh my memory. I always on the spine, not taking it apart and all that stuff, but just fortifying the spine. And I know everybody has different techniques. Some people use the double-sided tape or just glue, and there's like, oh my gosh, there's so many ways. But I wanted to build it so it was super strong and would withstand the test of time. She's 10, and I know she's going to be decorating it, and I want it to be something that will last for a very, very long time. So I wanted to make sure I was using all the good stuff to make it super strong. But yeah, I even told her, oh, I don't want to listen to myself. Let's just watch it for a few minutes. Okay, that worked really good. Okay, so we've glued that down. Let's see, let's do our notch next, I think. I don't really have to go in any particular order, but let's do our notch next. We have to go back to this craziness. Actually, this one's pretty straightforward. That one's easy to find the center on this one. Okay. Move some of these things out of the way. Too much stuff here. Too much. Let me put my tops on. Let me clear off this space. Okay. I think we're a little bit better. Okay. Piles of stuff. All right, let's get our little scrap. Because again, this is kind of thin, so I think we need a little bit of scrap paper behind. Here's my all right, sure, I'm looking right at it. Where is my circle punch? Circle punch, circle punch. There's my little one, but I need my big one. Oh, here it is, way over here, way over here. I do not know why. Yay, it worked. Okay. I also find if I just do it really like real quick and strong like that, it works better. Okay, put it over here. I have to remember that it's over there. Okay, so we have our little notch, and let me grab a piece of book page. Where's that? I like this Italian book here. Let me get a page that is not so rippy. It's almost the right width. Let me just kind of score it here. I probably should take the time to take this book apart properly. I just rip pages out, but I do use it a lot. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's see if we can make this work. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of chop off the jagged parts first, and we will dry fit it. Sometimes you need to cut a little bit more to fit down inside. Oh, that fits nicely. But it isn't covering the width. So which I do not like. Let me see. Oh no, actually this will work out okay because we can come in here like this one and then just give it a little slice that way. So I think we're gonna be okay. That's probably what I did on the first one. We'll give it a little bit of an angled cut there at the top and we'll be okay. Okay, now this is always the conundrum. Do I want to use the art glitter? I think I do. I think I want to use the art glitter down in here. It's so hard. It's so hard to get a glue stick down in there. And if you put glue at the back and try to feed it through, I don't know. There's no easy way to do this, but I think we'll do half this way. Oops, half that way. And then we'll figure out the other half. Let's use this side. And where's my, let me get my bone folder. Bone folder is our friend. All right, that works really nice. We are MacGyvering it. We are MacGyvering it. Okay, I'm gonna put a little bit more art glitter. And then I think here at the top, I'm going to use glue stick. Is that your favorite too, Jonna? Yeah, I just love all the bits and pieces. Well, that's probably clear because I don't do a lot of like big journal making here and a lot of big journal shares. I love all the cutesy little pieces and parts. That's my love. Oh, what a good idea. Let's see. I started keeping an idea box, so I make an extra one for the box because I forget all my totally. If I'm doing something where I'm sharing here on Vintage Craft and Chat, I usually end up with two. So sometimes I've given them away or they end up in like craft packs and stuff, but I keep all my makes or at least one of them so that I can go back and look at it and try to see how I made it. And if I take little notes, like if I do a tutorial on it, I try to keep the little notes with the thing that I make. But sometimes it's like, what the heck did I do? I should have taken notes on this one, clearly. Let's see. Sonia said, has anyone used the gyro cutter? I have one coming. No, I don't know what that is. I'm going to write that down. Oh, you'll have to share and let us know how it is. I've never heard of that. I'm fascinated. Are you, Sonia, are you on Instagram? Do you have like an Instagram page or do you post content or crafty things? I'd like to see what that looks like. Has anybody heard of that? Yeah, I'm kind of not that organized either, Susie. I just have that one box and everything goes in the box. And I don't even remember what I have in the box. That would be kind of fun to go back and look through the box someday. And it's overflowing. I think I need to go to a second box. Okay. So that is nicely glued down. I think we are good. Okay, let's get a cute little decorative scissors. Let's get something that's maybe a little bit. What do I like? Oh, I kind of like these. Do I like that? No. And I think these are going to, oh, let's use this one. I think these are going to work well because it probably wouldn't work as well just to cut through the bag because it's a little bit thin, and maybe not work as well through this older book page, but because we have two sandwiched together, I think it's going to work marvelously, at least I think. Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad. These aren't the best, right? These kind of little kid. I've had these since the kids were little, so they're not. Oh, that's cute. Yeah, that did a really cute cut. Okay, so let's go at the side. And let me see if I could do this. Trick here. Doesn't have to be exact, but pretty close. Pretty close. Oh, yeah, that worked pretty well. Pretty even, or close enough. Okay, let's get rid of all this trash. That. All right, now let's decorate. And where is that napkin? Here it is. So this particular napkin, it just has one panel that has this sort of metallic heart. So that's what I use for that. But I don't want to take another napkin apart. So I think I'm just going to use this kind of matte section, which I think will look equally as cute. Okay, let me make it a little bit longer and then we will trim it down. Okay. Oh, you're not on Instagram? Well, hopefully it comes soon, and definitely share with us what you think when you get it. I would love to know. I'm going to look up a picture. Remind me, I forget. I would love to look up a picture here, and I'll take a look at it. What am I looking for? I'm looking for, and this is so bad, you guys. I need to. I know this is a big no-no, and I try not to do it very often, but these seem to be the only thing that will give a nice decorative cut are my sewing pinking shears because they're so heavy duty and substantial. I don't know if that's the right word. And I know that's a big no-no, but I did do that for this project. And I really shouldn't be using these because they are my mom's pinking shears. But I need to find another older pair. I know that's a big no-no, and you're not supposed to do that. But I like I like how it looks with the pink edge on it. So I'm being naughty. I don't think those cheapy ones will cut through. Maybe if it had all the layers, maybe they would. I know my mom would giggle and not mind. I don't think she would be too upset. I see her smiling, so I don't think she'd be too upset. She'd probably get on eBay and find me a pair just like it. So I'd have two. Okay. There we go. Okay, and then let's cut this one. Maybe about there. I think it'll be good. Let's see. Yeah, so Susie says, yeah, I have some, but I can't remember how I made it. Need to know creator and title video. Yeah, that's the other thing. I watch so much content. I'm either taking in visually or I'm just have things playing in the background. So I don't always know where I gleaned that idea from. I need to be better about that. Let's see. Sonia said, Susie's telling Sonia, I think Margaret at Seven Plaza makes those. Is that the idea journal? Yeah, seven. Oh, she's wonderful. If you haven't watched any of her content, she is wonderful, Sonia. In fact, somebody put the link in. Anybody that's blue, if you want to put the link in. I love watching her. She's definitely one of the first people I think I started watching. She's very relaxing to listen to, and I just love all her makes. Okay, I think that's a good size, and we're going to use our glue stick again. And I'm just going to glue on the bag. I kind of go back and forth what I do. The glue stick, it dries eventually, so you don't see it. You have a little tackiness, but I'm just going to put it on the bag itself. I don't care if I get, a little off border with it. I think that works the best. If you put it on the napkin, sometimes the napkin can rip. So I don't know if I go back and forth the way I do things, but I think we're going to just put it on the bag this time. I don't know that I got very straight. It's a little forgiving. There we go. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Okay. Let me get a card here. I have two cards, and I try to keep one on one side of this little file folder thingy I have, and one on the other. But then they both end up on the other side. Okay. Cute. And I like them equally well. So if you can see that these hearts are the little metallic, and then these are just kind of a matte look, but they're both super cute. I think I need a little bit. Put a little bit more glue here. All right. Hi, Amy. How are you? What are you up to today? Okay. All right. Okay, there we go. Oh, I didn't grab my doilies. Let me grab my doilies. Here we go. I love these little things. These are the Doodlebug design ink, and I only have them in the black and white. I keep saying to myself, I want to check if they come in colors, because I love the size of these. Get those back in there. Make sure I just have one, kind of stick together. No, I just have one. Okay. So I'm going to do a little bit of a dry fit. Let's grab one of these hearts. I don't know if I have. Looks kind of cute. This one I put the little metallic heart, which I liked. I might take this one apart. That's what I did on the other one because I like the red. I like the red, so I think I'm going to take that. No, well, let's take this one apart. Let's see if we can get, yeah. And I think these are just like stickers. I don't know. You can check to see if Dollar Tree, I don't know if they keep coming back with the same things year after year, but they're easy to take the layers off. I think they're like a sticker. They're like a little sticky back. It's a little off-sided. This side's a little bit wider than that. Let's see here. And then let's get a little metallic heart. I think that's the size. Oh, that's got a weird color to it. Do we like that? Oh, we can use this side. Duh. Okay, I'm just gonna turn it over. Duh. And use that side. Okay, that'll work. That will work. Okay. Are you painting and making earrings? Nice. Are the earrings for your little boutiques that you have? Your in-person? Amy made the cutest bookmarks. If anybody watched Leanne's Crafty Live yesterday, Amy and I were on with Leanne, and Amy made the cutest bookmarks, which I said I think are going to fly out the door. With she was using the little crimp ends, but she had really beautiful like velvet ribbon and like vintage jewelry and beads and things she was using. So cute. Okay. All right, let's give a little dry fit. So if we put that there, that's about where we want that at. I don't have a pencil. Usually I make a little pencil. Or maybe this one, this one has lead in it. Okay, I should be able to see that. Okay, let's try. I don't want it to be super bumpy, so I'm going to put glue stick in the middle and then hit it a little bit with the art glitter glue. It's a little tedious to glue down these doilies, but that seems to work pretty good. Oh, everybody would love to see those for sure. Post them in our group too. They're so cute. And I like the velvet, like the ribbon and everything you use. I think people are gonna love them for Valentine gifting. How cute! You can just buy one of Amy's cute bookmarks. You can pair it with a gift card from a bookstore or a vintage book, thrifted book, something you know the person would love. What a sweet gift. Okay, we have that. Let's glue this down. Let me use this. Oh, Sonia. So a friend of our what do I want to say? Of our community here. One of the friends in the community, Leanne, she does a live get together weekly. Well, she's starting back up. She paused a little bit during the holidays, Christmas time. And she used to do on Mondays, and now she does, she's doing Wednesday. So it's 12 Pacific. So what is that? 12 to 1, 1 to 2. So 3 o'clock Eastern. And it's just a informal, it's not guided. It's not a tutorial. We just hang out and do whatever crafts we're working on at that day or that week. In fact, I finished up a couple of these yesterday when I was on, and Amy was making bookmarks. So you can go back and look at that. Oh, that would be great, Susie. Yeah, so Susie will put the link in. So you could go back and watch the replay. And yeah, and then you can subscribe to Leanne if you hit the notification, but I'm pretty sure she is going to permanently be back and doing it on Wednesdays at 3 Eastern. And it's just, you know, it's just a nice little informal hangout. You never know what we'll be doing. Leanne was working on a little golden book journal, and Amy was making her bookmarks. So it just depends. And it's nice. She has it open for anybody that wants to hop on and join on screen. So it's an open invitation, which is really, really nice. Okay, what am I looking for? I'm going to hit this with a little bit of ink. I kind of like the way that looked. Let me grab my ink here. It's just, it's a nice and relaxing way to spend the afternoon. It's also nice if you're crafting on your own. You can just, you know, be a part of the conversation. Yesterday we talked about all kinds of stuff yesterday. We were talking about cats. We always talk about cats a lot, pets. we all love our fur babies. So that often little cat stories and fur baby stories. Yeah, I like it. I like it with the, and I like it with the book page inside or to line it. I mean, this certainly would be wonderful to glue inside a journal and use as a pocket, but I love the idea of this for a little ephemera holder for friend mail or a Valentine's Day gift. And you can come, I don't think I'll do that, but sometimes these little flaps are a little bit loose, so you can come back and put a little bit of glue in there. This one isn't particularly too bad, but you can kind of see that, so you can glue down the little flaps there, and I do that sometimes. But I think this would be really cute little gift bag, ephemera holder, friend mail thing. How cute is that? And let's glue the trim down. Here we go. I might put 2 on this one. I think this would look kind of cute with the 2. You know what this reminds me of? I don't know if that was just local to California. Does anybody remember Farrell's ice cream? I don't know if they had food too. We only went for ice cream. Did Farrell's have food? They did. Yeah, do you remember that? Yes, on your birthday. It was like they had one in Pasadena. If Nettie is here, Nettie would remember. They might have only been local to California, and I think they all closed. But anytime, especially when I was a little kid, if it was like my birthday, friend's birthday, you know, somebody in your Girl Scout troop or your brownie troop, that was like the go-to place. And it was like an old-fashioned ice cream kind of soda fountain kind of thing. The waiters and waitresses, they wore like old-timey aprons and outfits, and I don't know, the stripes are reminding me. I think their logo had stripes, either red and white stripes. I don't know why. It was red and white. Yeah, Taylor's saying red and white. I think we only went once when the kids were little. Oh, we did? We went that often? Oh. For your friend's birthday? Yeah. That was with who? Oh, grandma. I guess we went. Yeah, maybe we did. Maybe we went a couple times. Definitely iconic if you grew up in kind of Los Angeles area. So fun. Debbie. Debbie says she remembers. That's right. Debbie grew up here. Weren't they fun? Oh my gosh. Did you spend many a birthday there? Yes. Oh, so they had one in the valley too. I'm pretty sure they closed. I think they had, that's why we went. I was talking to Taylor. That's why we went with my mother-in-law, with grandma, because there was one in Mission Viejo. Yeah, there was one in Mission Viejo at the mall for a while. Oh my God, wasn't it fun? So fun, Debbie, huh? Do you remember? That was the popular place to go. Okay, I think I want a piece up here too. I think that would look cute. Yeah, that's good. Oh, the thin papers. The thin papers on perm rods. Yes. Oh, that's right. Debbie was talking about the zoo bowl. So do you remember they had a stretcher? It was like a big vat of ice cream and toppings, and like the whole table. Would you just dig into it? I feel like, and they would run around and make noise and have kazoos or something, and it was on a stretcher. Oh my gosh. That's bringing back memories. Did you do that too, Angela? Did you do it at a local place, or you just did that as that like part of your birthday celebration? Maybe. John is asking, did Farrell's have the pig truck trough Sunday? Maybe. We didn't go on a regular. I feel like I don't know. I remember growing up, it was definitely like a birthday thing. special occasion. And I don't even remember, we ate there with my mother-in-law, the one that was in Mission Viejo, California. I remember eating food, but when I was a kid, we only went for the ice cream. We only went for the ice cream. And maybe we went like just a couple times a year. I'm an only child, so in my family, I think we would only go for my birthday, like not necessarily other family members or my parents. So that tells you how frequently we did. And then of course, oh my gosh, if one of my friends was having a birthday there, or sometimes we would go with our brownie or Girl Scout troop, it would be a little outing, and it was such a treat. So it wasn't on the regular. Yeah, I can't remember either, Debbie. A pig trough. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Oh, I wish they still had it. Now I want to go. Okay. That looks cute. All right, let's cut that off. I know I shouldn't do this. It's going to get glue on my fabric scissors, but I'm doing it. I am doing it. Did you? Oh, I'm so glad. Diane, I have been watching, oh my gosh, why am I blanking? Jackie and the Eagles. Jackie and Shadow. Oh my gosh. I don't watch them every day. I don't know if they do a new video every day, but I've been watching them very frequently. And also I watch at night a lot when I'm getting ready to go to bed. I find that so relaxing. I like the little noise when they move the sticks around and stuff. Oh, I'm glad you had a good lunch. How fun. Okay. We have another one done. What time is it? Oh yeah, 2:11. I think we only have time for the 2. Okay, I want to look up the cutter. What was the name of the cutter? I have to go back here. I'm so interested in knowing. I think it was GY. I'm just going to look. I think it was GYRO, right? Is that what it was? Let me go back down here. They're gonna lay soon. I don't want to say what there was, the caption on the one I watched last night. I don't think they made it, but they were making all the cool sounds and stuff. Yeah. And then I think it said something like, what did the caption say? Shadow wasn't in the mood, baby. I don't know. Oh, were they on already? Okay, we got it. Okay, there it is. GYRO cutter. Okay. And then we'll get off because we want to go. Angela, if it's easier for you to do, can you put the link in? So Kathy, another friend in our community, Kathy, Picasso Cat, and Tamara are doing a live vintage sale right now. Oh, is that it? It's just 24-hour? For some reason, I must be just clicking on the shorts and the little short things they have, because sometimes it'll be like 15 minutes or 20 minutes. That's always so I think I'm watching like the condensed one where they, something interesting or exciting happens. I think that's usually what I'm watching. It's continuous. All right. I think just the little ones are catching my. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Kathy and Pam. It is Kathy and Pam. I didn't mean to say Tamara. Oh, okay. So it's soon then. If last year they started laying on January 22nd. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. And then how long, Diane, how long is Jackie on the eggs? Like how long, what is the hatching or incubation period? It's going to be exciting. Okay. Let me pull it up. Here we go. Cutter. Oh, it's a machine. Oh. Gyro Cut Pro Precision. Is that what I should look at? Let me see. Well, I'll just pull up the Amazon link because then I think we can see pictures. Is this what it is, Sonia? Let's see. Let me click on it. So it says the ultimate craft and hobby tool, cuts paper, vinyl. It's hard for me to read. Paper, vinyl. I'm trying to read the packaging. Ideal for decoupage, paper crafting, stencil making, scrapbooking, freehand designs, model graphic decals, card making. Oh my goodness. Debbie, have you seen this? I think Debbie would love this. Whoop. Shoot. I hate when that happens. Let me go back. I must have pressed something. Ooh. So if it works for decoupage, I wonder if it works really good for thin paper. You will have to let us know, Sonia. So here's some pictures. Here's where they're used cutting. Let me see what else. Oh, let's look at the little video. How cool is that? Hopefully you guys can see. I'm going to go look at some YouTube videos too. Wow. 28 days. Oh, here, I bet that's magazine. That looked thin. Or book page. Oh, wow. Look how cool. Debbie, you need one of these. I know, Debbie, you have the little pen things that I have. I don't know if you use them a lot. Sorry, it's a little bit blurry, or maybe the video's blurry. How cool is that? Now, what are they doing? Okay, so they're putting a little bit of adhesive. Isn't it cool? Oh my gosh. Well, if you get before next Thursday, Sonia, come on and tell us how it worked, what you think. How cool. That's so cool. Wow. So Susie says, I've seen that. That's different from what I was saying. Oh, different from what she has. I'll have to go look and see if I see her using. Oh my gosh. I think why I haven't loved the other little pens that I have but maybe it takes practice. It's hard for me. Like, I feel like it's not precision cutting, but maybe practice makes perfect kind of thing. I feel like I go places I don't want to go. Like I go not a line, but if I'm fussy cutting around, like say a book image, I don't know. I'm not using it right. It's not precision enough. Oh, Debbie has to let the babies out. Okay. What are they doing here? I looked away for a second. Oh, this is exciting. Oh my God. Because if if you're doing a lot of collage, a lot of like Debbie does a lot of magazine collage and book page and a lot of fussy cutting. If you're fussy cutting out like children's book images, this might be, oh, it's my camera that's making it blurry. This might be a game changer. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. I'm so excited to see what you think. I am excited to see what you think. So it looks like, I mean, it's highly rated too. Amazon, they're a 4.1, at least for this listing I pulled up, and $21.99. So that's not too bad if it's a handy tool that works really well. Oh, and then it looks like you can also get replacement blades. So it looks like the replacement blades are maybe 11.49, but it looks like the tool. And then of course there's a bunch of off market ones that are even less expensive. So I see like $9.49, $7.09. I see some other options. So cool. Okay. Oh, okay. So you have to watch the way you angle it, then use it, and then do like sections. So you do cutting small, okay, and then cut small slits at a time. Okay. I'm going to go back and practice with my little pen things a little bit more. Let's see. Kathy said with the pen style, you have to make sure that little blade is straight. I think that's my problem, but I'm having a hard time seeing the blade. Yes, my eyes are not what they used to be. Well, the glasses that I wear all the time, these are cheapy, I guess, these cheapy ones from Amazon, they're to see up close because my up close vision is completely gone. I can't see. I mean, I couldn't even see. I can't even see my face in the mirror. I'm blurry, like trying to put my makeup on and stuff. Yeah. I think you do too, Debbie. You know what would be good to do like a test, a product testing. I think you need a gyro cutter in your life. Isn't it cool? Oh my gosh, this is exciting. It is exciting to find new tools, and if they work well, super exciting. Oh my gosh, so fun. Okay. All right. Let's do a quick wrap up because I want to go. I know everybody else does too. I'm going to go watch Kathy and Pam's sale. I'm excited to see what goodies they have. But I think we did pretty good. Tried not to talk as much, but we got through making 2 envelopes. So this one is kind of a pocket. We did this pocket style that reminded many of us of Farrell's, at least Debbie and I. And then where's the other one? This is one of one that I made. We didn't make this one today, but that's one of the samples. Super, super cute. Here's this other one. I think I'm going to go back. I like the 2 pieces of rickrack, so I'm going to go back and add another piece of rickrack. And then which one did we make today? This was the sample because it was a little bit taller, and this is what we made today. This one that's a little bit shorter, but I think these are super adorable, and I think they may have to mail out 1 or 2. Some friend mail, and definitely whoever becomes my swap partner for this month. We're doing swapping in our craft group. We're doing ATCs of this month. So for sure, I do not yet know who my swap partner is. But once I do, let me know. What is your preference? If you like the little flippy flap top one or one of these. So I'll stuff it full of your ATC and some other goodies that will come your way. Oh, Nettie, we were talking about Farrell's. Do you remember Farrell's? We were reminiscing. Debbie grew up in the Valley, so she remembers Farrell's. And then Jonna said it reminded her of a restaurant, I think, in DC. But do you remember how wonderful it was? In our family, we only went birthdays, and definitely not every birthday that I had, but oh my gosh, it was so fun. It was magical to go there. Definitely magical. Okay, friends, I think that's it. I think we covered everything. I'll post a picture later of the prompt. This week's prompt is winter. If you want to play along and jump in, I'll post a picture of that later in the group. I do need to get back better about posting on Instagram in the community tab. So I will try to do that as well. I need to be much better at that this year. I'm going to be very excited to see what Sonia thinks about her gyro cutter next week. And then I think next week, maybe we're going to do clusters. I don't know. I ordered these really cute stickers from Amazon. I thought they were so cute. It was like a pack of 2. So I don't know if there's different, almost looks like maybe there's different designs on each roll. I don't know. I'll have to open them and see, but I'm going to do something fun with these. So maybe clusters, maybe dangles, maybe, I don't know, something fun. I'm going to come up with a fun project. So whatever I come up with, that's what we are doing next week with those. See, I don't remember. I didn't remember that. So Nettie said they had the bathtub ice cream bowls. Was that I think that might be the big one. Is that the big one, Nettie, that they would put on the stretcher? Debbie jogged my memory on that. And then they would run around. And I don't know, it was music or kazoos. I don't know. They were super loud. It was so fun. It was a little like embarrassing. It was your birthday. And then like they came, at least me, because I'm an introvert. I would have been like, no, I don't like all the attention. Everybody's looking at me. So fun. All right, my friends. Okay. Hopefully I'll see all of you over at Pam and Kathy's sale. I love you all. Thanks for hanging out today and joining me. And special hellos to Sonia and anybody that popped in and joined us for the first time. And I will see you all. They sold individual ones. Oh, I'm going to go look on eBay. Okay. I'm going to go. That would be fun, even just to hold ephemera or some fun, or decorate for Valentine's Day or something. Okay, I got to go on the hunt on eBay, but I will see you all next Thursday. And yep, that's it. Love you all. Have an amazing week.